Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Thank you for joining me. If you are joining me from YouTube or LinkedIn, one of the Facebook pages, welcome. And again, thank you for joining me tonight. We're going to be talking about how to deal with grief through the holidays. So you guys know what to do. Let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from. I want this to be an interactive session tonight because we're going to talk about how we navigate grief through the holidays. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Lena Lassiter, and I am the founder and president of Forever Healed. We are a nonprofit, and what we aim to do is to help those who are suffering from pain and loss due to a loss of any kind, right? To help them just kind of reclaim their life and to restore. I'm also an advanced grief recovery method specialist. I'm a director in corporate America. I'm an author. And I'm on the National Bereavement Coalition Board, and I'm an active member on the National Bereavement Coalition for Homicide Service Providers. We are also an active partner with the Richmond Police Department Victim Witness Assistance Program. So I see some of you commenting. Again, come on in. Thank you. We're going to be talking about how to navigate our grief. Hi, Miss Pat. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Dr. Jackie, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So we're going to be talking about how to navigate our grief through the holidays. Hello, Miss Tanya, all the way from New York. Hello, hello, hello. Well, you are in Pennsylvania now, I believe. Thank you, guys, for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I'm not going to hold you long. Some of you just asked for some tips on how you can get through the holidays. So we're going to just talk about that a little bit. So again, I'm Lena Lassiter for those of you who don't know me. So why do I want to even talk about grief? Who is this lady talking about grief? I also have my master's in human services counseling with a concentration in crisis response, PTSD, trauma, which incorporates grief and loss. So tonight, again, we're going to be talking about how to navigate our grief through the holiday seasons. So our memories, our bonds, the love that we had for the things that we lost or the individuals that we lost are constant reminders, right, of our losses. And then witnessing others celebrate during the holiday season can be challenging. So tonight we're going to chat about healthy coping tips. So grief is a term that indicates an individual's reaction to loss. So this term is often coined as emotional reaction to loss. However, if you guys have heard me speak before, you know, I've said this. We must understand, though, that emotions have three components. So I want to make sure that you are educated on what grief is before we even jump into this topic tonight, right? So three components. So you have the physical or somatic component, you have a behavior component, and a feeling component. As such, it's important to understand that one's reaction to loss are not merely a matter of feelings, okay? So sometimes people will say grief is a feeling. So you may have also heard that grief is a normal reaction to loss. So again, please note that ordinary, uncomplicated grief is a healthy, normal, and appropriate reaction to a loss. So grief can be experienced and expressed in numerous ways, right? To include body aches, feelings such as anger or sadness. And then sometimes it's spiritual seeking. So somebody may have a resentment towards God, and then there are others who find themselves drawing nearer, right, to a higher power, to God, whatever they believe in, their faith. So one of the better definitions of grief that I like is the conflicting feelings caused by the end of or change in a familiar pattern or behavior. So as you can see, grief is more than a matter of feelings. And this definition also lets us know that grief is more than someone dying, right? So it can be someone who has gone through a divorce. It can be loss of trust. It can be loss of your job, right? Going through some chronic health issues. All of those things can trigger emotions of grief. So while grief may be the greatest pain experienced in our lives, it's also a pure expression of love. So the individual who loses something is separated from and deprived of that person, that object, or that relationship. So why do you feel like grief is an expression of love? So I want you guys to talk back to me, type back to me. So just put in the comment, why would grief be described as an expression of love? Because we were taught, right, at an early age that painful and hurtful feelings should be avoided at all costs. We tend to mask our pain, right, with certain activities in an effort to numb or to feel. So for some of you who had just jumped on, we're just talking about what grief is. We're going to talk about navigating our grief through the holidays. I'm going to give you some tips if you are a griever. I'm going to give those of you who have been asking me, hey, Minister Lena, how do I help someone else who's grieving? We're going to also talk about how to honor those who have passed away during the holiday season. And this is where I want you to also share some things that you have done or that you may do, you and your family, to honor someone who has passed away. Okay, so holidays are clearly some of the roughest journeys we navigate after a loss. So finding purpose in the loss is as individual as we are. I like that because a lot of times people say, I try to find meaning in, a loss, but finding purpose in the loss is realizing that they still live within us, right? Because sometimes people often say that part of us died with that individual. But if we find some just true purpose in that loss, we realize that part of them still lives within us, right? So healthy ways to cope during the holidays. The first thing we want to do, just be aware and accept. So acknowledge that the season is difficult if it is, or if it's not, then it's not. Right? We have been conditioned to believe that we have to feel a certain way during the holidays. So I will tell you just to take the pressure off yourself, just be aware of how you feel and accept how you feel. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to set realistic expectations. So accept assistance from others. You may have that. I may not want to cook, right? I may just not have any energy to cook, to entertain, to clean. So just accept that help from somebody else. Try a few online services. So catering services, again, help from someone else. They have a lot of online delivery services now, right? So you can do that. But don't put these unrealistic expectations on yourself because of what someone else feels that you should be doing. So we have another comment. Hi, Miss Tanya. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you joining us tonight. So, Tanya, we are talking about how to navigate our grief and pain. Hey, Regina, through the holidays. I'm going to be talking, I think, on Regina's show coming up to talk about this topic as well. So, set realistic expectations, all right? And then what we're going to do is, let me take Miss Regina's comment down here. So, number 3, do it your way. Do it your way. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to handle the holidays and grief. You have to decide what is right for you and do it. And I want you guys to do it and be okay with it, right? So be okay with participating in the parts that are meaningful to you and allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you are feeling. Just because you don't feel what someone else is feeling, it doesn't mean that your feelings aren't validated. So do it your way and be okay with that. And the last part of that I want to say, but also extend grace to your family members who may not be grieving or feeling the same way that you're feeling. So experiencing joy or laughter doesn't mean that your loved one has been forgotten. So extend grace to your family members, knowing that they're going to be grieving differently, than you are. So a few more comments. Oh, Regina was like, yes, she can't wait. Miss Tammy, hello, beautiful Tammy. And then Tanya said, can you post the link, time, and day you are going to be on the Regina show? Yes. We haven't locked down a date yet, Tanya, but I will definitely post it for you guys. I'll let you know when I'm going to be on there, okay? Hi, Miss Regina. Thanks, Tanya, but I'll definitely let you know when we're going to do that, all right? All right, so let's jump back in over here. So you're going to do it your way, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is be aware and accept how you feel. Set realistic expectations. Do it your way, all right? And then number 4, we're going to lean in on others. So make time to chat with a trusted friend, family member, or another griever. You can draw comfort from one another. If you are having a difficult time, journal. So lean in on others. So that's number 4. Number 5, if you are grieving, be mindful of numbing and or toxic behaviors, right? So, am I out here impulsive buying because I don't want to feel? Am I drinking a lot because I don't want to feel? Am I exercising excessively because I don't want to just sit in how I feel? So be mindful of numbing and or toxic behaviors, okay? And take care of yourself. I want you to walk, run, jog, sleep, journal, right? So again, be mindful of frivolous spending and heavy drinking or smoking. Number 6, be patient. Avoid getting frustrated with yourself and others. Your friends mean well when they tell you to snap out of it, right? Let them know that you need time. I need time. So that's what you're going to do as a griever. Those are some of the tips to help you navigate through the holiday. So number 1, real quick to recap, awareness and acceptance, right? Acknowledge how you feel. If the season is difficult or if it's not, it's okay to say that. Don't let people tell you how you feel. Number 2, set realistic expectations. If you don't feel like cooking, don't cook. Get a caterer. Accept help from someone else, right? Online services. And again, do it your way. There's no right or wrong way to handle the holidays and grief. You have to decide what's right for you and what you want to do. If you don't feel like going over somebody's house, that's fine. If you don't feel like entertaining, do it your way. Number 4, we're going to lean in on others, okay? So make time to chat with a trusted friend. You have to say it, get it out how you are feeling. And then be mindful of numbing and toxic behavior. So if you're drinking excessively, shopping, doing anything excessively not to feel, be mindful of that. Be patient. Be patient. Do not get frustrated with yourself and others, all right? Let your friends know that you need time if you truly need time. All right, let's see. We have a comment. Hello, Mother Natalie. Nice to see you tonight. Thank you guys for joining. I just love y'all so much. Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to get into honoring our loved ones. If you or your family have a certain ritual or tradition, if you wouldn't mind sharing that in the comment as to how you honor your loved ones, I would really appreciate that because it could help someone else. I'm going to give you some quick ideas, some things that you can do to honor your loved ones. Oh, thank you, Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie has something coming up too. I'm going to have her put it in the chat to help. I believe it's a workshop, Dr. Jackie, I don't want to misspeak, or a seminar helping individuals navigate through the holiday as well. Patricia said, what helps her through the holidays dealing with grief is talking about the good times, yep, that she had with the ones that passed. Yeah, that's good. How do we honor those who have passed on, right? What about a family paint night? They have artists now that will actually have you submit pictures of your loved one. So everybody in the family can submit their favorite picture to the artist. And then what they will do is they will outline that picture on the canvas. And then your family can go in and have a paint night and everybody can paint their favorite picture of the loved one. So you can have a family paint night with your favorite photos of your loved one. You can also personalize Christmas ornaments. You can take a picture of them and put it inside of the Christmas bowl. I actually have bowls with my children inside of there. They're still living though, and my niece. You can do that. You can also do a rock garden. So their favorite colors, their favorite scripture, their favorite songs, whatever it is, you can just put different rocks right out in a rock garden. You can donate time or money in their name. You can cook their favorite food or their dish. You can do something that you love doing together on that day. You can write a poem about your loved one and you can read it out loud during the holiday gathering, right? You can have a moment of silence for your loved one. You can light a candle for them. And then for those of you who find comfort in going to the cemetery, again, no judgment. You do what you feel is best for you. If that brings comfort to you, do that. Go to the cemetery. So again, play their favorite movie or their favorite song. So, Miss Pat, I love the fact that you guys talk and share just memories about that individual. But I thought about you when I said the poem piece of it, right? You can write a poem about them, and share that. So those are some ways in which you can honor your loved ones who have passed on during the holiday. So again, I would love to hear some of your traditions, some things that you have done. So let me know what you do to honor your loved ones during the holidays who have passed on. Hello, Minister Eugene. How are you? Thank you so much for jumping on with me tonight. So we talked about you as the griever, some tips to help you navigate through your loss. We talked about how we can honor those who have passed. Hi, Minister Ross. Thank you so much for joining us. We talked about ways in which you can honor your loved ones who have passed away. And let's see, Tanya says she used to write poems. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Tammy Tyree. Oh my gosh. Nice to see you. These beautiful people. So what are some traditions that you do to honor your loved ones? What can we do? So again, family paint night. Have the family members submit their favorite photos to the artist. They can have them sketched on the canvas, and every family member can paint, their favorite picture, and then you can share about why that's your favorite picture or what the person was doing during that time, right? You can have personalized ornaments. You can do rock gardens. You can donate time or money in their name. You can cook their favorite dish. And I tell people this all the time. So, Keith was murdered, and his favorite dish, I can't cook, y'all, because his favorite dish was oodles of noodles. Yeah, believe it or not, he liked oodles and noodles, and he would put eggs in them, and he would cut up like sausage in there and green peppers and stuff. My blood pressure would be through the roof if I made his favorite meal. But I can laugh about it, I can smile about it. So you can cook their favorite dish. You can do something that you enjoy doing together with that loved one on that day. Write a poem again and read it out loud during the holiday season. Or if you don't want to read it out loud, it's just for you. You can read it to yourself, right? Light a candle. Again, play their favorite movie or song. Like, how cool is that? Like during the holiday. Miss Pat, you're welcome. Miss Pat said, I love those ideas. Thank you. Just want to help you. All right. So now, how do we help the griever? So this was the last request that I received from you guys. You said, Minister Lena, can you please talk about how do I get through the holiday season? I just lost a loved one. How do I get through the season? How do I honor my loved one? And then I have people who have said, what do I do? How do I help the person who's grieving? So I want to hit all of that tonight. So how do we help the griever? Number one, we're going to keep the lines of communication open, right? And we're going to respect the preferences of the family. So if they want to be alone, then allow them to be alone. Allow them to be alone. So keep the line of communication open. Number two, we want to be a good listener. There's not much you can say to help, but you can provide relief by just listening and avoid giving unsolicited advice. So just listen. A lot of grievers will say someone's presence is more powerful than empty words. So learn how to be a good listener. Let's see, we have another comment. I'll make sure I don't have questions. Hi, Doris. How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining us. All right, so we're going to keep the lines of communication open. We're going to be a good listener. We're going to offer assistance. And this is important. If a friend of yours is your family member, if the loss is new, is fresh, and I mean fresh, like within the past week or two, you can offer transportation services for them. You can make calls that they need to make out. You can do chores for them. You can make meals for them, or you can help them find support if they ask you. And here's why I say that. Or if you see that they really need support. So if it's 2 weeks in and somebody's grieving, they don't need to go talk to a grief counselor probably right now. It's new, it's fresh. They're going through their process, right? And most of us will navigate through the grieving process without needing counseling. I just want to be very clear about that. So If you see someone is just in the bed, they're in pain, they're not moving, they're depressed, they can't go to work, they can't lift their head up, they may need support. The reason why I caution us not to go find it, like schedule the support, you don't know how many family members reach out to me and say, I want you to talk to my daughter or talk to my mom or talk to whoever it is, right? They need your assistance. Some of them have been willing to pay. I'll pay you. And I always say, I need to speak with them, because if they're not ready, you're going to waste your money. And, once we take your deposit, your money is non-refundable. And you have to make sure that the griever is ready. So you hear the desperation, like in the family members, but they have to be ready. So I tell them, let me have a conversation with them. And I need you to let them know I'm going to call them, because you don't want to throw somebody off guard either. Okay. So help them find support if they ask. And what you can do is say, hey, here are some support groups in your area. Here are the numbers. You can have all that ready and available for them, because sometimes when people are grieving, they can't even think straight. So let's see. Hey, Doris Roberts, how are you? Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Okay. And then speak carefully. And when I say that, and what I mean by that, guys, is speak carefully. Consider what you would like to hear if you were in a similar situation. So we want to avoid unhelpful and hurtful comments, right? So do not tell a mother who lost a child, be thankful for the kids that you have, or that you can have additional children. While those things may be true, it's unhelpful during that time, and it's hurtful. And then to tell someone who has lost someone of advanced age, well, they lived a long, full life. So it's almost like, well, yeah, now that person is more dearer to me, right? Because they've been in my life a little longer. So you want to make sure that you're not saying things that are unhelpful and can be deemed, hurtful to the griever. So speak. If you have to speak carefully. And then remind them that others love them, right? It's easy to feel alone during times of grief. So a little reminder can be reassuring. So make sure that you're reaching out after the funeral. And I always tell this for church members and church leaders who are on here, 2 years at a minimum. Reach out to them. Remember the birthdays and the holidays and the anniversaries, and don't forget the children. So again, we do well when it comes to the widowers, and right, we call them and we do baskets and we do chores. But if they had children, make sure that we are reaching out and doing things for the children to let them know that they are loved and that they are thought about as well. Okay. So again, those are things that we can do to help individuals who are grieving. The last thing that I want to say, and I'll tell you this, because I got convicted tonight of this myself. Don't ask the griever, hey, I'm here. Let me know, what you need. We know what they need. So I used to do this. And again, this is not to shine light on what Miss Selena does. I do a lot of things behind the scene that nobody needs to know but God. But I used to call people who I know they were having a hard time or grieving. Hey, I'm in Kroger. What you need? Send me a text. I don't have to come in your house. I can just ring your doorbell and I'll leave the groceries on your porch. You don't know how far that goes with somebody. I've done that. And then eventually they kept giving me their grocery list. So I knew what they liked. So after a while, I didn't even have to call and ask them what they needed. I would just get the things that they liked and I would take it over to their house. And the reason why I said I got convicted tonight, I was leaving out CVS tonight, and there was this lady, she had don't judge me tonight, y'all. She was an older lady. She was pushing a cart and she was on a crutch. And I'm looking at her like, how is she going to get out this door? You know what I asked her? Do you want me to get the door for you? So just like asking a griever, I'm here, let me know what you need. I'm going to ask this lady who has a crutch and a basket. Do you need me? Of course she needs me to open the door for her. So again, sometimes what people need, just do it. Just those random acts of kindness, just do it. I know a lot of grievers who have said to me that just annoys them. When somebody said, I'm here, tell me what you need. Because sometimes, you know what? they can't even express what they need. So again, groceries, doing chores. Hey, I can pick the kids up for you if they have children. Are there any calls that I can make for you? Make the phone calls. So you want to just kind of make that time easier for them. All right. So gave you tips on you as a griever to help you navigate through your grief journey. We got tips on how we can honor our loved ones. I still do that myself to this day, who have passed away during the holidays. And then we talked as an outsider. How do we help those who are grieving? What can we do? I hope that this was helpful for you guys tonight. Again, don't be bashful about putting in the comments. If I don't see your comments, you may be on my personal page to where I can't see you. Please know that I'm not ignoring you. I want to make sure that you know that. Or maybe you haven't given StreamYard permission for us to see your comments, but I will go back through my personal page and Forever Heals page to make sure that I address all of the comments. So if you or a loved one is suffering from pain due to a loss, contact us. www.foreverheal.com, or you can reach us at 804-684-1113 for a consultation to see if any of our services could help you during your time of grief. Also, we have an ebook, y'all, that will be published this week on understanding grief. It's called Prescription for Your Broken Heart. And the book goes into more detail about what we talked about tonight, right? So just understanding what grief is. We talk about primary and secondary losses. We give tips to the griever. We talk about when to seek medical treatment. And we also talk about how you can help the griever. So digital ebook, we'll have more information about that coming out this week. And if you purchase the book Pursue, that I was blessed to co-author with some amazing women, and some of them are on here tonight, Tammy and Dr. Jackie, come on out Saturday to see us. How awesome is it to grab a copy of your book and you can get all of us to sign it? So come on out. We're going to be at the shops at the Renaissance. It's going to be 101 West Broad Street, Richmond, Virginia, 23220, Saturday, the 27th from 10 to 2. And for those of you who have ordered, you're out of state, I'm going to be shipping them out to you this week as well. Dr. Jackie, if you are still on here, please document the information for your session that's coming up. Dr. Jackie is going to be doing a session as well on helping individuals navigate grief through the holidays. So I want to make sure that you guys get all the information that you need to help you navigate through the grief. So Pat says, yes, thank you. You all just stepped in when my brother died. Yeah, just step in and do what you know that you should do, right? And then Tanya says, sometimes you just need silence. Yes, Tanya. So a lot of grievers and hospice workers that I speak with, they say all the time, that when they're working with their clients, they say, I just want somebody to just sit here and not say anything, because that silent presence is just more valuable than, again, just empty words. Sometimes we say empty words because we just don't know what to say, right? Regina said, very helpful. Thank you, Regina. And Miss Tammy said, great information. I wish that I had known this 35 years ago when I lost my beloved grandmother who reared me. Yeah. And again, Tammy, it's because grief is an uncomfortable topic, right? Misunderstood topic. So we just don't talk about it a lot. So Tanya said, those are very helpful. Thank you, Tanya. I'm glad it was helpful to you. Thank you, Dr. Jackie. Again, if you're still on here, share information about your upcoming session. Let's see. Yes, Tammy, I will be there Saturday. I'm going to come out there for a couple of hours to meet all you guys. Come and get your book signed. And even if you didn't purchase the book, guess what? You can purchase a book from one of us on Saturday. But again, isn't it a blessing that you can get your book signed by all of us that are going to be out there? You're welcome, Miss Pat. You are welcome. Yes, I will see you on Saturday. When the most wonderful time of the year isn't so wonderful, navigating grief during holidays and special days, Sunday, December 12th. So that's Dr. Jackie's session, Sunday, December 12th at 5 p.m. So it's on Eventbrite. Thank you, Dr. Jackie. Natalie, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the information. Thank you, Minister. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Listen, I love all of you guys. Thank you for your just ongoing support. Thank you for letting me know what you want us to talk about. It's been helpful in having us, schedule out our calendar. I don't want that to stop. I want you to make sure that you continue letting us know what you want to hear about. So reach out to me. Let me know what topics you want us to address on anything, PTSD, trauma, grief, loss. Let me know and we will talk about it. If you know someone that will find this video helpful, do me a favor, share it, like it with your friends. You guys know this algorithm on Facebook, they want us to pay, to to kind of get our videos going out here. So I need you to share it. And again, share our information. Oh, Dr. Jackie, here you go. So there's her website, and her webinar is going to be on December 12th. Listen, we are out here to be a community and to bring you as many resources that we can to help you navigate your grief. So here's going to be another webinar that she's going to have helping to navigate grief during the holidays. So check it out. All right, guys. I want you to have a peaceful rest tonight. Again, go to our website, www.foreverheal.com, and reach out to us to see how we can help you navigate through your grief. I love you guys. Peaceful rest tonight, and we'll see you soon. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you, Miss Pat.